Yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
That means
that's
the
what's
water is
going on.
receding,
Yeah.
and lots of dryness is there on the sides. Okay, so Jonas Beach now we are reaching. How much time it will take?
It will take us 10 minutes from here to get down to
Okay, to that
Long
place.
Beach. We're going to go
Okay.
to Long Beach, yeah. I took
Okay.
you around actually instead of going
Okay.
so you can see the water.
No, it's good.
It's very nice.
Good, very nice. Since a long time I was thinking I have to go to the Jonas Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we go a lot because it's very close to where we live. And right,
Yeah.
this is a bike path actually that they have here
Okay.
that runs. So you can go on the bike path and you can go
Okay.
all the way to the beach.
So both the side I see water. That means this is a road built on the
You
waterways.
can see here, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this has been here for many, many years. This is
Okay.
not, they have been fixing it and fixing
Okay.
it.
Because see, I see a lot of dry lands in the main center and all. That means water is very shallow. It's
The
getting
water is shallow, but the
Yeah.
water also is coming in more.
Yeah.
So where there was land before
Yeah,
is
yeah.
gone. It's
Yeah.
more water coming further and further
Yeah.
in this area. Yeah.
Okay. Because see why it is coming further, that's what I'm trying to tell you. There is a lot of siltation in the center. So
Right.
water is become shallow.
Yes.
So when the water has to move, then it is coming this side.
Exactly.
Instead of going deeply, the
Exactly.
carrying capacity is reduced,
Right.
and that's the reason that it's coming towards.
So they
this
do
side.
dredge in here
Yeah,
a lot, but
yeah.
further
Dredging
out,
happens a lot.
further out by the inlet where the
Okay.
ocean meets the bay, where
Okay.
they do dredging over there.
Okay.
Recently, because it changed, it just changes.
No, but then dredging also maybe with the purpose that they want to take away that sand to somewhere.
Right, because they need it deep enough for the
Yes.
boats. The boats go through there. It's the inlet,
Yeah.
and so the boats need to go, so they make it a little bit deeper.
But then what are they using? Because earlier I was hearing that they used to use dynamites and all. So
this
now
they
it
actually
is
have a
dredging.
crane. They're dredging with a crane, yeah.
Okay.
Clamshell bucket.
Okay. There on the sides, what that means?
Which ones? These little.
The small little. No, I saw that lot of.
Because there is a place that has concerts here, so I'm not sure if they
Okay.
close traffic because of and there's a light show down here for the Christmas.
Right.
So they use this. Down here is an energy set, like a whole new energy center that they made to
Okay.
educate on like
Okay.
geothermal and solar
Okay.
panels, and so a lot of classes can go down there and learn as well.
Okay.
So in India,
So I'm happy that you are in spite of the fact that you are a civil engineer, because we used to criticize. We use means I specifically we criticize civil engineers because they only know to make the civil structures, but they don't have the sense of environment and the science, and that's why we feel that many things are going wrong.
Designing
But
it.
designing and all.
Yeah.
But then that's why I am today with you, because I feel that you have that sense of environment friendly things to be done.
I do.
And that's how today we are together.
I do. Yeah, and in my house, I could have showed you.
Yeah.
I have the solar panels on the roof
Okay.
that we have, right? And then I have so we had the storm, so
Okay.
building back the right way, right? We
Yeah.
raised our boiler, we put it on the wall. Here
Okay.
we flood, right? So people are building and they're putting back the same thing, and when you flood again, you have waste because nobody's
Yeah.
thinking that it's gonna flood again. It's just a matter of
Yeah.
when. So building back the right way, it's really important.
Because I think these are the roads when they were built, all the debris and everything they are put in this
In the
water
water.
body only. And that is how it is becoming shallow.
Yeah.
Because when I was seeing the digital map, and we were seeing a lot of debris is dumped in the water bodies.
Yeah, a lot of dumping.
Yeah.
I mean, the water is getting cleaner. It used to be very, very, there was a time, maybe 30 years ago, it was
Okay.
very, very bad, very dirty.
Okay.
They're doing, always in the winter, they do construction since the beach is no traffic,
Okay.
so they're fixing all the bridges. So I kind of took you around from
Okay.
my house to show you so you could see the
Yeah.
water.
Yes.
We're a little late. I told them 11:30. We're a little
Okay.
late.
No, a lot of I'm seeing siltation has happened in the center. So much of silting. And that's why when you say that it recedes to so much outside, so that is the houses and all. What is that built on the side?
So those houses have been there for a long time. They don't build now. They're just the ones that have been there. And so
But now they are trying to remove such houses
right,
for
but
restoration
these were,
purpose.
These were grandfathered in, and I think that they are allowed to keep them. There's very few like that on the water. So now I'm going to take you by Long Beach, Lido Beach. This is where we're going. So we're going to go over this bridge. There's a bridge like Loop Parkway it's called, and that's where they had that facility.
Is this place, why everywhere we say Hampstead Bay, Hampstead
so this
Plain?
whole area is the town of Hampstead. The town of Hampstead is the biggest township in the United States.
Okay.
So so this town of Hampstead has government offices, different government offices.
Okay.
And so town of Hampstead is within Nassau County.
Okay.
But the town of Hampstead has like Department of Waterways. That's where we're going right now. Conservation of Waterways. Then they have their engineering and building. That's in like the city area more, you know.
Yeah.
But these people take care of all the waterways. They take care of the wildlife, the birds, and all that. And then they have an energy park, so they have a big wind turbine here.
All right. Okay.
So I bring all my classes here every semester so that they can learn.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That's what yesterday I was but that's what I was telling yesterday to them, that every time they have to bring the students out inside the classroom. You cannot teach much, and virtually you are teaching means it's nothing.
Yes.
Like virtually you cannot do anything.
No, you have to show them.
Yeah,
And then they appreciate it. Otherwise they don't appreciate it.
And basically, you know, in India also what I am doing, you have heard about IITs, IIT Mumbai, IIT Kharagpur and all. IIT is the most branded institutes in India for the engineering purpose, engineering management and all. So those students, I take them with me for the river rejuvenation studies and all, so that recently we did a project on future need of water. And to study that, like in a particular region we went, and then I showed them how we are trying to do the river rejuvenation. Those students of first year MTech, they were so happy. They said first time we are able to understand that how we have to perceive for designing anything. Otherwise till date we were doing virtually.
You know what's happening, because all of the crocodiles and all of them that are in these rivers, right?
Yeah.
These rivers are drying up, right?
Right.
You're saying? So what's happening to all of those?
Right.
They're dying?
That is the study which needs to be done.
That's a big one, because that's where they live, and there's rivers, right?
Yes, and that's how I want that project-based learning in small such projects they do, and they try to understand.
Right. Oh, my mom is calling me. I'm gonna call her back. We're almost there. Lot of construction going on.
Lots of construction. So that's what I'm saying. This road is also an encroachment on the water body itself.
Right.
So that is how these all, what you are seeing, that siltation has happened. It's only because of all these debris which has been put back there.
And we filled in a lot of the wetlands that were protecting us.
Yes.
That's the problem that we are seeing. But I think,
Or more are there?
one, and it was done as a test facility. So this makes electricity, and there's a hydrogen fuel station. So it takes the electricity, does electrolysis.
This one is able to do enough, provide enough,
and make some hydrogen power.
See how they have come inside. So these kind of constructions, when it happens, that means they are more coming towards the water, no?
Yeah.
See, that is how things are getting worse. But with one turbine, how they are able to suffice the purpose?
No, this was just a model. This was meant to show people. So this is meant to show everybody in the town of Hampstead. This is the purpose, and so it's really a good example, because I bring all my students, right? So they see the whole building has geothermal. It has solar panels. This is where we're going in here.
And what is this?
This is called Lido. This is like Long Beach. If you go further down, it's Long Beach.
No. This tall.
Oh, that's a water tower.
Water tank.
Yeah. So I didn't want you to come here by yourself, because I didn't know how to tell you to come here. It's a little bit.
Thank you so much for helping.
There's a lot of solar panels down there.
Yeah.
You have to go down this way. I've never drive down here. They told me to drive down today, so we'll just drive down there. Normally I stop over there. Okay, let's see.
So these are the people. Those who
You
are
told me
okay.
we can go drive right down. So let's drive right down.
I think there, straight there we can go.
Yeah, but this is we want to go down here.
Okay.
So I don't know. Is this a good idea to take my car in here? I don't know.
That's why he said that road was good. You could have come that way. Yeah, because that way it was coming.
Yeah, I
This
guess
is some new road being built.
it's blocked over here. I don't know if I should go in here.
Some work is going on. I think they have blocked it.
I should have brought my other car. You know what?
Yeah,
I
you
don't
put it
think it's a
there
good
on that
idea.
road.
Yeah, but
Don't
it's
get it.
blocked. I don't know how to go.
No, from here from between only you take. No?
I'm gonna turn around. We'll have to walk. You know what? Let me leave my car here.
Yeah.
Let me just leave my car here. We'll walk the rest, and then I won't have.
So this is Jonas Beach.
This is Lido.
Lido. Okay. So what is the kind of activities which happen here? Huh?
You're dredging right now.
Yeah. No, but here what kind of activities happen? Why so much of yacht boating?
Yeah, a lot of people will boat,
Okay.
and so they park their boats in the marina. And
Okay.
They,
So they do fishing and all?
my car is okay.
Yeah. So ask him. Otherwise, you should have brought it that way only.
It's okay. I think it's okay. I'll
Yeah.
ask him. I thought they wanted me to drive down there.
Yeah.
My car on that road. I was going to drive down there, but the road is so bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't drive. I wouldn't even keep it there.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
But
you can go if you take it all the way down.
I'll be right back. I'm going to move my car. I'll be right back, okay?
So you're gonna just move the car.
Yeah. So some dredging work is going on. You can see here. So dredging. For the first time I'm able to see it in operation. So we are walking on the oyster shells. So here the pile up you can see of the oysters.
Where is it here?
They are here. 3 of them are here.
I don't see them here. Okay, because I'm going to send it, thank you. I really appreciate it. Nice
Not a
to-
problem.
Okay. This is what you're doing?
This is our starter cultures.
Okay.
This is the food source for all
Okay.
of our shellfish.
Okay.
We have 6 different species that we're growing, and each one of them has importance in their life cycle.
Okay.
So the adults need a bigger cell size and more fat and more
Okay.
carbohydrates. And when we spawn, we have tiny larvae that their mouth can only fit
Okay.
a certain size food in their mouth.
And even I see they are of different types, I think.
Yes. all
Because some are
types.
green, some are yellow, so it's a different kind of algae.
Yep.
Yeah.
And some are
Okay.
diatoms,
Okay.
some are flagellates.
Okay. You can tell me all because I am also a marine biologist.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And did my PhD in.
You're gonna lose the engineer, but she'll understand.
Yeah. I have studied on the crude oil impact on the bivalves. Yeah.
so
My PhD work.
we get our starter cultures from a lab in Connecticut, Milford Lab.
Okay.
These cultures were actually started just like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, is it?
Um,
Okay.
So we go from small flasks to these bigger flasks here to eventually we grow out in these carboys. And then we have what's called a CCAP system, which is a continuous algae system, and it's these large bags that we grow up in the other building.
Okay. So is there any other place where you are growing this in a larger scale?
Up in our hatchery building.
So you are going to show us?
We'll show you in a second.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So each one of these flasks takes around 2 weeks to ramp up before we go to the next size.
Okay.
So then they'll spend roughly 2 weeks in those bigger flasks.
Okay.
2 weeks in the
Then
carboy,
that,
and then we go up into the other building where we have the bags.
So why you need this? Are you supplying aeration also?
We supply aeration to when the cultures get bigger. Yeah.
Okay.
With these ones, it's just a daily kind of swirling around.
Yeah. That is for agitation. Agitators. You don't keep it on agitators? No. So simply with the help of hand or like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
And just daily make sure that they come up into suspension so they get some light.
Right.
And, that's it. And
so you are giving them UV light, or how are you doing?
No,
for sunlight?
These are just fluorescents.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just cool white fluorescents.
Yeah.
Up in the hatchery, we have some LED fixtures that we use for supplement.
And I wish you had it here, because when I bring my students, like you have it down there now, right?
Right.
What is that dredging happening for? What?
There's an opening at the end of our marina here, and it just continuously fills in with sediment. I
was telling Nina, while coming, I saw a lot of places with the silt. Completely up because she had a query like now a lot of this water is coming towards outside, like towards the houses and all. I said it's going to be because already sediments are so much, water carrying capacity has reduced in this bay water, and that's why this water is all coming out. So that dredging is lot required. The silt needs to be removed from the water bodies.
There's a lot of restrictions though on dredging. They're not really allowed.
The Corps of Engineers and
Army,
Environmental Conservation, the DEC.
DEC and but Army, what you said?
Department of Army Corps. You have to submit plans to these people. All of these people, if you want to do any work close to the water.
Okay.
And so they have to all approve before you're allowed to do
Okay.
So it is restricted. It's not right. You guys have so many.
Yeah, we have some seasonal help, and just give them a list of things to do.
So who comes? Like schools are engaged, or who are engaged?
We have some students, and then we have part-time staff that have gone to school for environmental science or marine biology.
So you have fixed the day, like it's Friday is one day when we do these kind of activities, right?
Yeah.
In a week, not other days, right?
No, it's as needed kind of things.
So
Matt,
not
how did
just
you start here? Like, how did you, did you go to school?
I went
for
to
this?
SUNY Stony Brook.
Okay.
And I had a friend that was working here, and for internship credits, I started working here.
You guys do a good job. I love it.
Yeah, owners used to go into uncertified waters.
Raining.
So, you want to start with oysters?
Yes.
Okay.
Look at the size. These are all shells of the harvested one? We sell it, or how do we do?
Just like Billion Oyster does, they have a shell collection program. We have a smaller shell collection program. Actually, most of the clam shell that's come from in these few piles here is all from one restaurant.
One restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do a lot of clams.
Okay.
So
these are what?
nets.
Nets for?
Oh, we keep our brood stock in them.
Okay.
Yeah, so we collect shells. We did it this morning. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays we go and we collect the shells from the restaurant.
Okay.
All the shells that have been bagged up here, there used to be clam dredges that went for surf clams. And they needed a place to dispose of the shells. So we used to take we had a giant pile of it, but we've bagged it up and we've made use of it for our reef structures.
So what are we making use of these shells then?
So
which are the
oysters, different than clams. Oysters need something hard to set onto, and this is the structure that they will set themselves onto and grow off of.
Okay. So this will
here-
be put as a oyster reefs inside.
Yes. So you see here, these are free swimming larvae,
Okay.
and then there'll come a time where
Just a moment.
there'll come a time in their life cycle where they'll develop this black spot here.
Okay.
When they develop this black spot, you know they're ready to set onto something.
Yeah.
So we provide them with the bagged shell. We put them in our tanks,
Okay.
and then they'll swim around. They'll find it, and then they'll set. So this
Yeah.
is 100 oysters will set onto one shell.
Right.
And then this is actually some oysters as they're fully grown here.
Okay.
This is probably, maybe the end of the season. This is probably 6 months later or so. But you can see all the little ones all on the shells here. And it's nice. We get some community participation. We get some people down and they help
Okay.
us bag up the shell.
Okay.
I want to bring my daughter to do that.
Yeah.
Spring.
These are nursery tanks.
Yes.
Okay.
So these are upweller style tanks.
Okay.
We have a pump that
Okay.
grabs water right out of our marina here,
Okay.
pumps it into these tanks here,
Uh-huh.
and we have these silo bins that sit, and each one of them is hooked up to this port. So the water is dumped into the trough tank.
Okay.
The water has to flow underneath the mesh over the shellfish that are growing in it, and then out. So it's just a continual cycle of water,
Water. Okay.
bringing them food 24/7.
Okay. So it's directly from here to
Yeah,
here?
directly
Okay.
from the bay.
Okay. So with the algae which you are growing, then what do you do with that?
So that algae is more specific for what we do in our hatchery.
Okay.
By the time they're in these tanks up here, they've matured to the point where they can just feed off of bay water.
Okay.
This is kind of new, this building. They built this, they had a building and
Dina,
they added on to
one
this.
picture, like as we are moving here.
So
Actually, I wanted you to be also in the picture. How to
It's
do
okay,
that?
it's
That's
okay, it's
becoming very difficult.
this side of the building,
Yeah.
this structure here, was
Yeah.
built in 2008. And
2000?
2008, and
Okay.
all it was going to be a nursery. So we
Okay.
had those 6 tanks,
Okay.
that style,
Okay.
set up in this building.
Okay.
The price of purchasing clams became too much.
Okay.
Our budget was set for a certain amount. The suppliers kept raising the price, so we were getting less and less shellfish every year. So through a grant, we were able to expand the building.
Grant from where we could get?
We
Grant?
got that grant from the state, from New York State.
New York State.
Yep. They gave us $400,000 to expand the building,
Okay.
and we were able to set up our own hatchery and not have to rely on
But
purchasing
the
from
reason
anybody.
why I think you guys were able to do it is they have so much in-house manpower,
Yeah.
so the labor they have, so the 400,000
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
a long
Right,
way.
we were able
whereas it
to
wouldn't really
build
go that far.
the decking and
What
all
are
the
these birds?
electrical.
These birds?
Those are brant. They're a type
Brant.
of goose.
Goose. Okay. So what they are feeding on?
Sometimes they'll feed on the macroalgae that's growing right here.
What they are feeding on?
Ulva.
Oh, ulva.
Yep.
This is algae.
Yep.
Algae are there. Ulva I could see. Yeah,
Yep.
lot of ulva is there.
Are-
What is the other one? Other
Yep.
other algae, that brown color algae? Red algae, I think there. Ulva is lot here. So they like to feed on this.
We have a ton of ulva in our bay.
Oh,
We have a ton of nitrogen in our bay.
Wow.
Ulva loves it.
is it? Wow.
We're supposed to bring nice weather.
And this dredging which is happening, this is collected from inside and then this is put outside. Is it that way?
Yes. So they're using that crane right there, and they'll fill up the barge.
Okay.
They grab the barge over here,
Okay.
They'll use this machine to load it into payloaders. The payloaders put it into we have a containment area where it's going to dry out, and then they're going to use it for
Making the roads.
backside of dunes. They're going to put all this sediment on the beach. They're going to use it for the backside of dunes.
Oh.
It's not going to go onto the beach, it's going to go into the dunes.
Okay, but then I thought that they are also constructing the roads and all on that. They are not piling it. The way just now when we were walking, I could see that some of that is maybe while taking it, it is fallen.
Yes.
But then I thought that it is being used also for the road construction.
It's not
No.
being used for roads. It's
Okay.
just falling out all over the place.
Okay. Okay. So Matt, you are in a very nice place and right place of working. I envy.
It's a good one.
I would love to come here and stay and work with you.
Yeah, it's a
Very nice place.
He's not kidding. He has a good job.
So this station was built when?
This was built in 2008, this side.
2008.
2008.
Oh, long time.
And the idea was to make everything more energy efficient. So because we were sitting out,
Nina. Yeah.
because we're sitting out over the water,
Matt, you can come here.
we we didn't need
Yeah.
as big of pumps
Okay.
to drive water upland.
Okay.
We could use a much smaller pump, and then we utilize the clean energy. So we have wind turbine and some
So that wind
solar panels.
I saw it is only one wind turbine. Is it able to suffice our purpose with the solar and combined way?
So
Solar and wind?
when this was originally constructed, we had a battery backup system. So
Okay.
between the solar on the building and the wind, we'd always keep a charge on the batteries that we had here. And if we were to ever lose power,
Okay.
we could rely on that backup.
Can you put down a little light here?
Sure.
So Nina is a great help. So she's here with me. And
She came to our college to present, and we just were talking, and she
this is put at such a place that I'm not able to capture the full picture.
Remove this.
Oh, we can remove. Wow. Oh, nice. Yeah.
Now the town supervisor is really supporting you guys now.
Very good. Yeah.
So these microscopes, tell me how you are using it, and it can take pictures also.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So
Camera you can fit it with.
yep. The this tank here
Yeah.
is our conditioning tank. So
Okay.
oysters and clams, they need a period of time to put on their
Okay.
sperm and eggs.
Okay.
So
The insulation.
we feed them.
So what is this insulation? What is this made?
It's just to control the temperature the best we
Like a spray
can.
foam. Like.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to keep this temperature like probably 50 degrees.
Okay.
For a period of like 6 to 8 weeks. We'll feed the adults, and then we'll spawn them.
Which month you do this?
So we'll start clams in January.
January. Okay.
So the water temperature is in the high 30s probably in January.
Okay.
But we're trying to mimic springtime conditions.
Okay.
So we create an early spring for them in this conditioning tank here.
So that means you will begin this now. Now the stocks is now stopped. When do you start and when do you stop? And how much period is the lapse period that you leave?
So we'll actually start in probably like 3 weeks from now with starting to grow their food source.
Okay.
And then we'll once we have an ample supply of the food they're looking for, we'll bring the adults in, and so that'll be January. February will be spawning. March, there's a grow out period where they're in these floating trays here. April, we may move them into the tanks out there, and then there's a whole grow out period till November, and then we seed.
Okay. So that means December to January, this is then stop because then we are growing the food for this. Okay.
So you just put the clams out recently, right after
Yeah.
November?
So that means-
first week in November.
That means I am unfortunate that in January if I will come, then I'll be able to see these all tanks
Sure.
all involved, right?
The end of January, we'll have a lot going on.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Will you
Very
be here
nice.
in January?
No.
Ah.
I'll come next time.
Sure.
And we can talk and then we can plan it accordingly. Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
So, 50 degrees in this tank. They're
Okay.
held for a period of time, and then it's time to spawn. We trick them into thinking that it's now summertime when they would get a warm rush of water over them, and then they start spitting out their sperm and eggs. So we collect all the eggs, we use a little bit of the sperm to fertilize in a bucket, and then we move into the next room.
Matt, the adults you get right from there.
Yeah, so we've taken a variety of them from different parts of the bay. We have like a little flat right here where we keep them,
Okay.
and we can just retrieve them, bring them in. We usually have a bunch that are labeled male and female, so if they've spawned already in the past, we know what we have. You want a higher ratio of females so you have more eggs to fertilize.
Right. And while we do this, when we bring it, are we also doing the water sampling? Like we try to understand that the level of pollution or anything in the water. How are we doing it on a regular basis? Monitoring of water.
The town has a lab that we analyze water samples. We do a monthly sampling of water. And then we also do bacteriology too, where we send that out.
Okay.
So there's 50 some odd years of data
Okay.
to base off of.
So, in this period, like maybe for 5 years, let us assume that in this, did we find any time pollution level or the source from where it is coming and why is the pollution? Is any time anything such happened?
The biggest thing that we deal with is the nitrogen, and the source of that is we have wastewater treatment plant that empties out into Reynolds Channel. So actually, after Sandy, the money was available to move that pipe. There's a pipe that goes out at Jones Beach, goes out into the ocean.
Okay.
So it was a matter of connecting to that pipe from Bay Park, which is down the channel here. They're going up along Sunrise Highway to Seaford, and then it's going to be discharged out into the ocean. So we're no longer going to have a wastewater treatment plant dumping into our bay here. So that will greatly reduce the amount of nitrogen.
But then this pipe is taken in the center of the ocean. That's what you're trying to say, that it's taken
There's
right
a
inside,
much larger
offshore
pipe
kind of.
that runs a few miles offshore. So we'll no longer be dumping straight into our bay here. So it will be interesting to see how the water quality changes.
Right, that's what
right
when I asked this question, my reason was that only because many a times, one thing is that they have a pipe which takes it to the offshore, but then many of the openings are on the sides. Even I have seen in the New York Harbor, where on the sides the pipes are open and the discharge is there.
Yep.
Many times the study says that
We
it's.
have that for overflow because,
Yeah,
because in New
that's
York
what I'm
City,
coming.
right, it's
That's what I'm
combined.
coming to the point.
Yeah.
That it is being said here. It's a CSO, combined sewage overflow, and that too, that is during the wet season. But during the dry season, also, River Keepers Group and many groups on the websites also have seen that they have reported about the Enterococcus. Otherwise, we are working on the E. coli's to find out whether this is. But then when I saw Long Island Sounds and all the Hudson River Survey report, in that also I see throughout the year there is E. coli, plenty of E. coli. That itself is an indication that it's not just in the dry season, in the wet season, but in the dry also. So what is our experience about that?
For us, it just has to do with runoff and certain areas. The bacteriology that's done in studying our bay is related to shellfish and people consuming it.
Okay.
So anytime there's a huge rain event, they're going to go out and they're going to sample, and if the readings are too high, they'll shut down portions of the bay.
That is the most, I think, I feel that is the part where I feel that why we are only doing during the wet season, why not regularly on the dry season also. Then we will come to know that during dry season also what is the situation. Another my question is, what is the other kind of industries which are set up,
Sure.
which are there in the vicinity of this area? What are those industries? What kind of industries?
I mean, this is a very urban, populated. There's every kind of industry, that butts up onto our bay. So
Still, what are the kind? Because I just wanted to know whether it's a steel company,
we
whether
used
it's
to have a land.
pharmaceutical.
We used to have a land like where they used to dump garbage.
Right,
That's
there
been
was a
shut
landfill,
and it's made
taps.
into a park now. But that for years was.
No, what are the other industries? What are the kind of industries which are set up? And what do you feel that how much percentage of industries are here? And you think that because of these industries also a lot of pollution is happening, like, pollution is there, and because of which in the years you must have found.
I couldn't name a specific industry.
No, I'm not talking about specific.
Yeah.
Like you tell me, yeah, pharmaceutical is there, or maybe paint making industry is there, something of that sort. I don't want specific name because that gives us an understanding that what are the kind of
Something that
industries.
I really don't know.
No, okay. But the industries are there.
I mean,
Yeah,
live in
okay.
a very densely populated area.
Yeah, because I understand here there is so strict regulations that they are taking care of not dumping their polluted water in the.
I would hope that there's
There is no.
enough oversight of people
Yeah.
not dumping into our bay.
Yeah,
There are,
I understand. Yes.
we have there's a lot of outfalls that
Yeah.
all over the place that dump into our bay.
Right.
And it's letting the public know not to dump,
So-
oil into a catch basin that's going to
Yeah.
end up in.
So we are also doing some awareness programs for the public. How often?
Not as often as we should, probably.
Okay.
But what is the name of that program that they put the medallions on the tops of the catch basins?
Last drain to the bay, right?
Right.
So we have, that's the problem, I think, because the last drains, like right next to, like even where I live, the one that's right next to the water, everything that's in the street there goes right into the bay. So, I see people dump their pools, and it goes right into the, things that we really shouldn't be doing, but nobody's really.
Which one? What you said? Repeat again.
The drain that goes, it's called the last drain to the bay, what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So the water, all the rainwater, everything.
It's a
takes
catch
everything-
basin,
yeah.
and there's a pipe that goes out
Straight
into
out
the
to
bay.
the water.
And they're
Straight
all,
into the water.
they're all along the bay here.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
dog poop, fertilizer,
Right.
all of that goes with it,
And you have to let the public know.
We have to
not
care.
to be dumping it.
We have to even we have to stop using it like these things, like we have to reduce using like fertilizers and other things, and dumping means instead of dumping we have to think about the other kind of recycling where fertilizer making and all can happen instead of releasing it directly into the water. Yeah, coming back to this microscope again, for what all purpose are
So
we
when
using?
when the clams spawn,
Yeah.
we're talking very microscopic larvae that we're looking at.
Yeah.
So I think the eggs when they're released, I think they're 20 microns in size. So
Okay.
it's a matter of fertilizing the eggs and then watching some cell division happen under the microscope. And once some cell division starts, then we can put them into the next style of tank that we use.
Okay.
So we utilize this to do some algae counts on the food that we're growing, and then also observe our larvae and make sure that they're healthy.
So all these whatever the studies we do, are we doing also research publication and articles on that? Because I see some of them
Not
here.
as much. This is
Because these are the pictures
This is
of this.
a book that we're using for
Okay.
our kelp grow out,
Okay.
which is
So
another
this is
project
a
that we're
reference
working
book
on.
which you are using?
Yep.
Okay. So let's proceed. Further.
Yeah. So the next tanks here
Yeah.
are called conical tanks.
Okay.
This guy here is just
Okay.
starting to
Yeah.
divide.
So is our mobile also having, we can fit camera to it and we can take pictures, or how did you take these pictures?
We have a little thing that connects your phone to the microscope so you
Oh,
can take pictures
you can?
and see better.
Oh, so can you show me?
We don't have anything to put in the
No,
microscope.
no. Where you fix this mobile, that is what I wanted to see. That you said that you can fix the mobile to the microscope and you can see. So that is what I was thinking, because that's most important. Like, because once we are able to see through that, we cannot show it on the others. But then when you put it with this,
Yeah, it's just a little
yeah.
plastic thing.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
Oh,
Just line it up with the back of the camera.
okay. Oh, so beautiful. That's good. Show me whatever it is there. Let us see that.
I have.
You young boys are really very, innovative in doing all these things.
I'm trying. I'm trying to keep up with these.
But
two
very good,
mostly.
very good, but very good.
Let's see.
Because that's what when many a times you feel short of all these kinds of equipments handy in with you, and then it's very difficult to tell the world ki, oh, see, I could see this in the microscope, but when you take it through this you have evidence.
Yeah. This
Very
is
nice.
easier to take pictures, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's easier to see than using just a little
Okay.
wide piece. My eyes are not good, so this is better. Oop,
Okay.
tighten up there. So I just have some stuff that was growing in with the kelp
Okay.
that we don't want with the kelp. Let's see if I can re-find them. Yeah.
Yeah, what is that you're showing now?
That's just some sort of algae that's growing
Okay.
with our kelp that we don't want
Okay.
there. But
Oh. Oh.
come on, focus, please. That might be as good as
No, but
it's
still
gonna
I
get.
can see. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
wonderfully doing. Wow. I'm surprised, I'm amazed, and I'm really thankful to you. You have shown me this idea, and I'm going to use it. Show me again how do I take this? Like where I will get this connectivity? This one.
Amazon.
Amazon. What
Yeah.
what it is called?
I guess just a microscope phone
Microscope phone holder
adapter
adapter.
thing.
Oh, is it available? Wow, good that today I have come here. This is what I was looking forward to. Like then we can click the pictures also directly. Otherwise, in such a situation, we have to go to electron microscope or some microscope where you will then get a picture on that screen, and then you can take the pictures. But this is very good.
No,
With a simple microscope also, you can use it for this purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, very nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. What's your name?
Kevin.
Wow, very nice. God bless you.
What's your name?
Kevin.
Kevin.
So these style of tanks is for our larvae. This is for our larvae. So once we've hatched out our clams or oysters, we're growing these in a period, maybe 3 weeks or so, and we drain them down every other day, and then we sort them by size.
How do you drain it? How do you drain it off?
So there's a drain on the bottom,
Okay.
but we also, when they're really small, they need to be gently drained, so we actually siphon them out of the top.
Okay, and what are these marks for what it is?
We're
marked
just
here?
tracking temperature.
Oh,
Yeah, we want something in the high 70s, low 80s when they're growing.
so what is the food you supply here?
So the food that you saw growing in
Same?
that small thing, yeah.
Okay.
We eventually ramp up the production.
These are the tanks fitted for?
These
small
are,
quantity?
this is what we drain down onto. So
Okay.
these are actually mesh screens
Okay.
that catch all the larvae on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're numbered based upon the screen size.
Okay.
And then we have more
So
screens over
Yeah, I
there.
can see these mesh sizes which
Yep.
are put. Right,
And then we have more screens over there. And then
Okay.
we can send them through a series of sieves
right. Okay.
and then sort them by size.
Okay.
As we said before, our small algae production that we have going on in the lab up there, we eventually ramp up to this. So each one of these cages we get a plastic bag put in,
Okay.
and the plastic bag's filled with seawater. We aerate it from the bottom, and we use these light fixtures.
Aerate from the bottom? How do you
Yes.
do that?
We have these lines that go from the ceiling down into the bag.
You are going to show us?
Yeah.
Wow. Good.
So
Right? When I bring my students, they're like in and out. She has so many great questions.
yes, no, it makes my life easier.
Yeah, because this
I
is
love
like
questions.
and that is what is learning, more and more learning. Probably when he will not be able to answer something, he will again find out more about it.
Correct.
So that's what it happens when the two like from the same subject, when we come closer, so there is a lot of question which happens. Yeah.
We're constantly learning here.
Because why these questions, many a times, like in what I'm seeing in the wastewater treatment plants, unnecessarily they are doing the aeration, where bacteria doesn't require an atmospheric oxygen. There they are giving it, because bacteria will work with the oxidation process which they produce while the bioreactions happen. So that is where these questions are now, they are simple, but we have to, that why we require how much, because ultimately you have one turbine, you said, and the solar panels, so you have to manage with the energy. So that's why my question, that how much it is required and what we do for that.
So the wind turbine behind the building, when we expanded the building, the platform that this sits on, due to new New York State regulations, they don't want any shading of the bottom, or they want to limit the amount of shading on the bottom. So we had to use this open grate, what we walked on, that green grating, and it went all the way around the building here. So when we were able to expand, we had to take the wind turbine off, and we haven't gotten it back up.
You could not do?
The plan is to get it back in service, yes.
Okay.
So we have pumps up in the attic that
Okay.
bring fresh air down.
Okay. Acha. With that you fix it, connect it. Okay. And this you will connect to?
These come down. All these have
And they yeah.
glass fittings
Yes,
on the end.
yes.
We can poke a hole in the bag
Okay.
and then just kind of
Okay. Yo.
stick it in.
Okay. And this is, with this you regulate.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. As much you want to increase or decrease that.
Yep.
Okay. Good. Very nice. And is there any offshore turbines also there or no? This is only one turbine we could see in the coastal. They're coming up?
Yeah.
Because now more of, I have seen that even the solar panels also, floating solar panels are also coming nowadays on the water bodies.
Really?
Yeah, that I saw in I think Portuguese region. No, sorry,
Floating?
China. Portugal, I saw a lot of these kind of things are being explored, and they have reduced now their energy consumption by other means, and they are more focusing on wind turbine and solar panels, and that's how they are doing. Okay, so with these plastic bags, you put it inside,
Yeah, we
and
put it in, and
Yeah.
the idea is to fill the plastic bag, and then we inoculate one strain of algae into each bag.
Okay.
And it's just a homogeneous culture that'll bloom and continue to bloom for up to 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
So all it is a slow drip of pasteurized water going into each bag. When we actually set a line on
Okay.
the bag,
okay.
and there'll be a small port that drips into
Oh, okay.
this channel here.
So this
So
is
there'll be
hollow.
a
Okay.
slow drip of fresh water that has nutrients and CO2 in it,
Yeah.
and the bag will continue to bloom up. And as the drip is coming in, we set a line. There's a drip coming out
Okay.
of algae
Oh.
that we're feeding with.
Okay.
So it goes down
Yeah.
this channel here to a bucket. That bucket has a float switch. So
Okay.
once that bucket is pretty well full, the float switch is activated. There's a line that goes up over all the way to the other side.
Oh.
So those
So how it is carried through this?
it's carried
Yeah.
through the attic.
This
This,
that line is how it is going, because I see this line. What is this up line?
This one goes up
Okay.
through the attic,
Okay, that's going outside.
and then it
Okay.
goes through the
Yeah.
attic to the other side of the building.
Yes.
And we transport our food over to those tanks where we're feeding all our
Wow,
shellfish.
very nice. Yeah.
Yep. So it's a
Good arrangement.
semi
Circular
automatic,
system, automatic
yeah.
system.
Yep.
So you don't require many people also here. So automatically it's happening. Like when it fills, it goes.
Yep. So over the weekend, we can only have 1 or 2 people here, and
Yeah. So is there any device, or is there any app which you people have developed, or maybe some monitoring mechanism, which suppose you are sitting there or you are at home and you are
Sure.
trying to monitor.
There are companies out there that have developed very high-tech ways of growing algae here. And
No, I'm asking about you, not about the companies. If you need it and you are using anything
we're
of that,
not using
no.
anything like that.
Okay. So that means it's not required also.
It's
because
not
as much we can minimize our requirement, that would be good. In a natural and an automatic way, the way you have done it, it's enough to have a control over the
Yeah,
system.
and actually we were doing what they call batch culture. We were using those fiberglass tanks that sit over our trough tanks.
Yeah.
We were using those to grow algae, and we had a whole bunch of it, 25 of them or so.
Okay.
But it required a lot of maintenance and a lot of, we would use, say, half of one of those tubes, and then you would be waiting on it to bloom up. We had a lot of crashes. The sterilization of those tubes each time was a pain in the neck. Every part of it.
So it's a
very labor intensive.
but then
Whereas
is
this,
it
in that plastic bag, you're not getting any of those elements. You're not dealing with any of that cleaning.
yes. Yeah, what is happening here?
So this is kelp. This is another macroalgae.
You are doing with kelps, but we call it as a weed.
What's that?
The kelp, you said about the kelp, right?
Yes, this is kelp. This is it's called sugar kelp. It's a native species. We are the southernmost range. Kelp is a wintertime crop. It's become very popular for people who grow oysters and clams to have an additional source of revenue in their off season.
Oh.
So they may have the gear and they may have an area to grow it in.
They have it in Hampstead Harbor right now. They're growing.
So there's a whole bunch of municipalities that are involved in doing this. Kelp is great at
But
for
kelp
demonstrations.
is the same one, if I'm not wrong. It's the big size algae and it's like a weed in the water bodies.
Yeah, so very good at taking nitrogen out of the water. So
Okay.
we're using it for bioextraction.
Okay. And this is what batteries
So,
you're using? Hydroculture you're using?
These are chillers. We're keeping the water temperature low,
Okay.
keeping it at 50
Okay.
degrees. So somebody went to a spot in the Sound. They went diving. They retrieved some kelp. The kelp has what's called sorus tissue this time of year, and that's where you pull the spores from to then seed these lines.
Okay.
And then once these lines are seeded, we grow them out for a period of like 6 weeks or so, and then we deploy these lines onto longer lines that sit in our marina.
Okay. Can you show me some pictures of fully bloom?
Sure.
Huh?
So
Yeah, that would be
So
helpful.
these, they start out as spores in
Yeah.
late October, early November, and then by May, each spore will now have grown into something that can be 6 to 7 feet long.
Yeah, that's what I said. We knew it as a weeds only. We didn't knew that it can provide a spawning place also for these oysters. That's what you said, right? Sports
No,
and
say
all.
that again.
No.
No.
Say that again.
What you said that the kelps are then used for? They are used for
It's
their
used for bioextraction.
Yeah.
So we're taking nitrogen out of the water
Water.
by harvesting
Yeah.
what we put in.
Yeah, but then in any way they are also helping in the oysters,
They're
baby
doing
sticking to it or.
They're doing some research about. We have a problem with pH too, and they're finding that the kelp will help provide some buffering for oysters. We're not involved in that
The
kind
pH
of
is too
research,
high in the water?
but
Too high?
acidic.
Too low?
It is becoming acidic, no? That's how they are losing the shell growing, like the shell which is
So acidic means high pH? High pH.
low.
Low pH.
High means alkaline.
Okay.
Yeah, that time.
So in this holding tank, we bring water in here. We're able to treat it.
Okay.
It's filtered, on the other side of the building. By the time it gets here, we're using UV sterilizer.
Okay, UV sterilizer you're using. Okay.
Yep, and an ozonator.
Okay.
And it's just a cycle that happens outside.
Okay.
We're just cycling the water through there. We also have a chiller on this to make it easier on our
Okay.
other chillers. So
Okay.
we're bringing in water that's 51 degrees.
Okay.
The
So
water-
from there water is coming?
Yep,
from
out of
outside?
Out of that pipe, yep.
Okay, and from here the water is going from inside that pipe.
So down
Right?
low, you can see that there's a pipe coming out.
Wait,
and
yeah.
Pump. The
Yeah,
pump,
yeah,
the
yeah.
pump is then driving water through the UV sterilizer.
Okay.
And then through an ozonator. And then ozonator.
This is the water from the bay.
It's the water from the bay, but it's actually, we have filter canisters that
Pasteurize your stuff
this
then?
pasteurizer, we have it set nearly to 200 degrees, and you're really killing off anything else that's in the water. That bacteria and viruses that may be in the water. So then by the time it gets through this whole system, we're putting in, the cleanest
So that
water we can.
water after getting filtered from there it's coming to this?
Yeah, it gets pumped over to
Okay,
here.
okay.
It goes,
And from here then?
it goes through the pasteurizer.
Right.
And then it goes into a heat exchanger because it's coming out of here
Okay.
at 200, almost 200 degrees. There's a heat exchange that happens here to get
Okay.
the water around 70 degrees,
Mhm.
and then it goes through these pipes here. So we're able to add nutrients, which are in this bucket. We
Okay,
can
what
dose-
is the kind of nutrients here? Okay. Yeah.
So these lights are actually these are LEDs, and these diodes.
From Governor's Shellfish Restoration Project. Okay, in 2018,
2018.
before COVID.
5 years ago.
Yes, just before.
Oh, good,
COVID.
good,
So
good.
we got operational in 2019, and then COVID kind of threw a wrench into us.
How much grant
finding
was
our
how
way.
much grant was made available?
The grant funding was $400,000, I think.
$400,000.
To expand the building, and then all the equipment that's in here.
So you got additional funding after that?
We haven't gotten additional funding for this building, no.
Does the town put money into this at all? Like just regular
Salaries and
Just salaries.
yeah, and,
So-
and regular supplies that we need that the town covers.
So this is like under the grant only. All salary and everything is under the grant only, right? Grant money, with the grant money.
All the equipment in here, yes.
No, the salaries
No,
are
even
from
the salaries or and all.
Salaries are not
No,
under
that's
the
from the
grant,
government.
So from the government? So is this run by
no.
government?
Town of Hampstead.
Okay.
So I'm a town of Hampstead employee.
Okay. So your position is like?
I'm a conservation biologist.
Okay, conservation biologist. And you are working as? As a,
Are you in college right now?
Yes.
Yeah, studying.
Still in college.
Where are you?
Stony Brook.
Stony Brook.
Okay, so Stony Brook. You guys have a big draw from Stony Brook.
Yeah.
They have a marine biology, right, area?
So for the
Is that what you're
additional
doing?
fund, this is also built by the government only.
They have out here.
Have you
Okay.
gone all the way out east to Southampton?
I have not.
So this has come up
This is
only in
next to my-
2018.
It's a newer.
This building
Okay.
was
I
built
see.
in
So I do most of your
2018.
classes out there.
Okay. Now will we be able to see the oysters which are put in the water in the cage? Are there any stock
We don't have any stock on hand.
now? No. So when is the season when we are able to see that? Is it in November, October, November, or when are we able to?
For oysters?
Yeah, when you lay the cage down in the bay water directly.
That would be in the summertime. That
Summertime.
We would have oysters that are set onto shell that we would be deploying.
Okay. So here you will be able to show us anywhere where you have the reef region which has been created with these oysters.
Our reefs are out
Very much
in
inside?
various parts of the bay, and nothing is
Not on the
contained in this area.
periphery. No, it's very much in inside. So at a time, how much tons we are able to take it inside? Like one time harvesting when it happens, How much these shells which are taken?
So these are not harvested in any way. These are put into areas that are, this is for restoration purposes only. So we're only putting out for them to remain there. They'll never be harvested.
Yeah, how many clams and oysters do you put out, you think?
Oh, so this year we were able to do 1.75 million clams.
Wow.
1.7 million clams.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So they include oysters, clams, bivalves, everything, scallops.
we just do clams and oysters, and we do 2 million.
I think it was like
2 million.
2.5.
2.5 million.
Spat on shell
So
oysters.
you label these, so someone go in a wetsuit and actually, like, how do you do that?
A lot of them are in like tidal flats, so
Okay.
it's a matter of getting a boat out to the site, and then it's carrying it in totes. Or some of the sites
Did you
we can
tie
get
it
the
to the
boat
other
at high
ones?
tide. We can get over the flat, and we can open up those bags that we've set the oysters on, and we can just pour them out.
Oh.
And the shells which we saw there outside, you said they are coming from the hotels. The shells which we saw outside, it was there.
Yeah,
You
from
said
the restaurant.
they are coming from the restaurants, right?
Yes.
So they all come and dump it here, or we get
We
it?
go and we pick them up from the
You
restaurant.
pick up. Okay, okay. And in that case, they pay us something for picking up or anything, or it's just we have to do it?
It's actually a great situation. Those clams, the shells would go into a landfill otherwise. They would be putting them into their dumpsters. That is a critical resource to what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense for us to take that out of their dumpster and put it into our market.
Right, right. And so this is from how many hotels that it is brought here? Whatever the quantity we we saw there.
One restaurant,
Only one restaurant.
Westbury.
Oh, wow, that's a nice restaurant.
So that's a quite
Great,
good.
yeah. They're very good to us. Bobby is very enthusiastic about the work that we do, so it's
So do you
a
have
really...
like a full-time guy that goes over there, or someone that
So
once a
the
week?
two of us went this morning. We go 3 times a week.
Oh, wow.
Yep,
To collect that?
to collect the shell.
Oh.
The restaurant.
But if they are so much convinced that this is for a good purpose, even they have their own transportation vehicles and all, why don't they feel that we should dump it here? Why you have to go and collect it?
I think it's more beneficial to us to get that resource.
Okay. So is there a plan to rope in more hotels this way?
We've had other restaurants get involved. For us, it's about the volume that a certain restaurant may do. If they give us more than we need, it becomes more of a hassle to go to 7 different
Yes.
locations when we have one sole source that's, an incredible partner. It makes much more sense to do that.
Good, nice work. Very nice.
We had a few years back, we had maybe 10, 12 restaurants involved, and some of them would have, half of a bucket
Okay.
or something like that.
Okay.
And we would go there, once a week.
Not
and we'd
much
get
it is,
nothing.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just, it wasn't worth the time and effort that we were putting into getting such a small amount.
Yeah. Very nice.
Really appreciate your time. You guys really took a
Yes.
lot of time to explain it to us.
So this one, why this is one line here?
We'll use it to prop up gutters or something.
Okay, very nice. So, Matt, what is this for? Can we go out from here somewhere? Just 1 minute. Yeah, I was just trying to find out why is this kind of thing put like.
So as they're digging in the marina here,
Yeah.
we'll get a flush of incoming tide. They don't want too much of the silt being suspended and getting outside of the area that they're working in.
Okay. There are plenty, see? Goose. What is this species name, this bird you said just now? Brant. Okay, but like a goose this is.
Yeah, it's a small goose.
Okay. And they feed on oysters, or you said only ulva?
They feed on the plants that grow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't see these by me. Like I live in Belmore. I don't see these little ones. I see the big. I have the big.
Yeah.
On my house.
See this, these all sediments which is set in the center of the water. So that's what I was thinking. See, so much of sediments is there. Yeah. Siltation, which we call it normally. So what do you feel the reasons of so much? Because everywhere I see a lot of that happening. Only because of the dumping, debris dumping and all that is happening, that it's raising.
You're talking about these marsh islands?
Yeah, marsh islands.
These marsh islands are degrading very quickly.
Okay.
They're disappearing because the water's going higher.
Okay.
They're not forming.
Okay.
The one by when you go into by the theater, the shape has changed.
Yeah.
Completely.
Really cut out.
Yeah. We noticed that this year.
Here when the people come for fishing,
Yeah.
so they go on their own and they are doing whatever the amount they want to collect, they can do it. Is it that way?
Under the regulations.
Under the
that are
regulations.
set, yeah.
Because I heard that those who know to do fishing, they can go anytime and they can do the fishing. And they can take the catch home.
Certain species, certain sizes. There's regulations for every fish out there. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Matt. These are brought from the hotels and it will be taken to the bay so that they can be put inside instead of becoming a dumping ground thing.